Hi everyone, it's Rose. I wanted to try filming a video where I'm just kind of sitting and chatting with you guys. So I thought maybe an April's favorites video might be fun. It's not something I've ever done before, so I thought it would just be nice to kind of talk about the things that I've been up to and thinking about and just kind of loving recently. So, if you're new here, I'm Rose. I talk about films, TV, books, music, and I like to invite you to nerd out with me while I talk about these things. So, yeah, if you want to see more, please do like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me as a smaller channel. So, yeah, let's just get into it. So, starting with books that I've been actually listening to. I've been listening to audiobooks recently. I just reactivated my Audible subscription because I started driving recently, which is very new for me. If you know me, probably you were thinking, when is she ever going to drive? But I really enjoy listening to audiobooks and podcasts while I drive. I'm quite an anxious driver, so it really helps me to kind of keep my mind occupied, if that makes sense. But also, I prefer that over music because I feel like music can distract me a little bit. Also, I like to listen to things that make me kind of smile or laugh because then I'm kind of tricking my brain into enjoying driving, if that makes sense. So, I've listened to two audiobooks this month. The first one being The Housemaid. I was kind of intrigued by this book. I know I've seen a lot of people reading it, and then obviously the movie came out, I think, last year. And yeah, I saw it on Audible. I wasn't sure what I wanted to listen to, so I thought I'll just go for it. And I actually really enjoyed it. I really like a mystery, and there's really quite a lot of mystery in there. You kind of don't know where it's going to go. It's really nice just for just listening and relaxing. And also it made me kind of look forward to my drives because I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? So I really, really enjoyed that one. I would really like to watch the movie now to see the difference between the book and the movie. And also, I'm going to wait until my next Audible credit, probably to listen to the second book. There's definitely a second book. I don't know if there might even be a third. Maybe it's just the same author, I'm not sure. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the person who was reading the audiobook. I think that that's so important when you're listening to an audiobook, to have someone who is really kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like committed to the book. I don't know, like they're almost like acting themselves. And that actually brings me on to my second audiobook that I'm still currently listening to. I haven't finished yet, which is Project Hail Mary. I went to watch the movie when it came out, I think at the end of last month. Absolutely loved it. I really, really want to do a video review of Project Hail Mary, but I want to finish the audiobook first so that I can kind of compare the two. Yeah, I'm really, really loving it. I'm really loving the narrator as well. It's such a lovely story of unlikely friendships and humanity and community and space and science fiction. And actually, normally I wouldn't pick science fiction, and I'm really glad that I did because I really, really enjoyed it, the movie, and now I'm really enjoying the book as well, the audiobook. I'm contemplating buying the physical book as well, just to have it. Is that silly? I don't know. So that kind of brings me on to the movies that I've been loving recently. Project Hail Mary, of course, is one of them. It's just something I just keep thinking about. I've been listening to the music loads as well. I want to go and see it again. I really want to go and see it again. I also recently subscribed to HBO Max. Now that it's come to the UK, I thought I'll give it a go. We'll see. So I'm kind of like consuming as much content from there as I possibly can. My fiance and I watched Companion for the first time the other night, and I really enjoyed that. Jack Quaid is just so good at playing the bad guy. I hated him so much. So congratulations, Jack Quaid. That was incredible. Yeah, it was a really great film. Really just good for her. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoy horror that's kind of a little bit campy, but it's kind of, but it also has a message. And I just love the feeling at the end of a horror movie where you have the final girl and you're just good for her. I'm just so happy for her. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe that exact feeling after you watch a horror movie. Yeah. And you're happy to see certain people dead. Are these spoilers? Maybe. Mild spoilers, probably. And then, of course, another movie that I have been, maybe has kind of been on my mind, something that's been around for April, is The Devil Wears Prada. So my mum and my sister wanted to go and see The Devil Wears Prada 2. We went to go and see it yesterday, but I hadn't seen it before. I'd never seen it. So I watched it on, what day was it yesterday? Sunday. So I watched it on Saturday night. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a fun movie. I don't know why I never watched it before. I think it's just one of those ones that I just hadn't gotten around to watching. I really enjoyed it. The second one, I have to say I didn't enjoy it as much as the first, but I think that's quite common, isn't it? It was still really fun. Stanley Tucci, I love Stanley Tucci. Meryl Streep was fantastic. I do like that we were looking more into Miranda's story, which I thought was really interesting. And, she was a lot more open, and we got to see kind of how things had changed in the last 20 years. So it was a fun movie. I'm glad that I went to see it. So those are the movies that I've been into recently. TV wise, this month has been very The Boys heavy. The new season of The Boys came out at the beginning of the month, which I was so excited for. And my fiance and I realized that we'd never watched Gen V. And I think I must have seen in The Boys season 5 trailer something to do with Gen V, and I was like, okay, we need to watch this. And I'm so glad that we did. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm really loving the main characters. I love Marie, I love Emma, Jordan. So I'm so glad that I watched it. I'm really enjoying it. We're almost finished season 2. If the rumors are true that they've cancelled it, I'm going to be really, really sad about it, because it's a really interesting story. I'm really loving seeing Marie kind of learn more about her powers, and I really like the team. I like the three of them as a team. So I've been really, really into Gen V, but of course I've been really into The Boys as well. We've been sitting and watching it every single Wednesday. As of filming, episode 5 has come out, so now we're waiting for episode 6. This season, I don't know, with it being the last season, if I'm like a little bit more critical, maybe. I'm really curious to see where it goes. I think we've got like 3 episodes left, which really doesn't seem like very much. So I'm very interested to see where it goes. I actually really enjoyed the last episode. I know that it had mixed reviews. A lot of people saw it as more of a filler episode, but I actually really enjoyed it. I really like Firecracker's story and her character arc, and especially in this season. I'm feeling kind of 2 ways about Kimiko talking. I'm happy for her, but her dialogue is a bit odd. Anyway, I'm going to probably do a full review once it's all out. I want to have every single episode out. Probably going to rewatch it as well, just to see if I missed anything. But I'm enjoying it so far. So a little bit more of kind of nerd stuff. I have recently started reading comic books. It wasn't really anything that I was massively interested in, but then I tried a month free of Marvel Infinite. Is that what it's called? Ultimate? Marvel Ultimate, I think, which is where you can subscribe and, you pay a monthly fee, and you can have access to all of the comics online, which I liked, but I have to say I found it quite overwhelming, because there's literally like everything on there. And like, it's helpful in a way, because if you like a certain character, you can go and look on that character page and it will tell you every single comic. I wanted to read a Captain America comic, and there's just so many. I didn't know where to start, so I was like, okay, this is a bit overwhelming. So I didn't carry on with that subscription after the free trial. Maybe eventually I will go back to it, because I do think it's a very good idea. But also I like the idea of having something physical. So I have finished reading Secret Wars, which I think was a mistake. I think that there's a lot of other comics that I should have read first that build up to Secret Wars. I think I just got a little bit too excited. I think I was in HMV and I saw it and I was like, I want it, so I got it. But another one that I have recently bought, I went to Forbidden Planet not that long ago, one of my favourite places, and I got the Marvel Rivals comic. So this is Rivals Infinite. I'm about halfway through. Also, what do people use? This seems like a really silly question. What do people use to like mark where they are in a comic? Because for some reason putting a bookmark feels wrong, but also I don't want to fold any of the pages over. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this. It's a collection. So the comic books I've been buying the collections of them. I think they call them graphic novels. I might be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So this is a collection of multiple comics because I don't really have the storage space or the ability to store, that's the same thing, loads of the little thin ones. And also I think they're a bit of a pain. This book has the collection of Marvel Rivals Hellfire Gala, King in Black, and Ignite. I have just finished Hellfire Gala, so I've still got 2 more to go through, but I'm really enjoying it actually. I am liking this kind of rivalsification of things. I don't know how to explain it. I'm liking the stories, they're fun, they're cute. I think Galactica is super cute, and she's kind of the narrator the whole way around, which is really fun. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking this one at the moment, and it's making me think, do I want to now buy some of the Jeff the Land Shark comics? Because I'm loving Jeff in here. He's so cute. So I think that might be my next comic purchase, potentially. Another thing I've been really into recently is podcasts. I mean, I've always been into podcasts, but a podcast that I'm listening to regularly at the moment is the Escape Pod podcast. They actually inspired me to start my YouTube channel, which feels really embarrassing to say for some reason. But I'm really enjoying their videos. They're doing amazing things at the moment. They just had Robert Kirkman on, which I think is so cool. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm really enjoying listening to in the car. It just makes my mornings and my evenings just feel a little bit less boring as well. So yeah, really enjoying that. So in terms of hobbies, I have been gaming quite a bit. I mean, there's always some kind of game that I'm playing. At the moment, of course, like everybody else, I've been playing Tamagotchi Life. I've been having a lot of fun with it, but I do find that you have to be quite creative with it. I have to be in a really certain headspace to play it and actually enjoy it, because I find that if you're not creating something or having some kind of creative idea for a conversation between your Mies or something like that, then it can get a little bit boring and repetitive. So I'm taking it really slowly so that I don't kind of overdo it. But I'm really enjoying it. I've made some Mies. I think so far I've made Glinda, Elphaba, I made Steve and Bucky, and they're both in love with each other. Of course they are. They did that naturally without me. I've made Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows. I've made Ryland Grace. I've made myself and my fiance and my sister. Who else have I made? Oh, Mark Lee. I think that's it. I think that was everyone. I'm going to be really annoyed if I have missed someone, but I think that's all. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Oh, and I recently bought a little pen stylus for my Switch as well, so that I can actually, because again, the art is really difficult. It's really difficult to make anything. You know, like you can make the foods, you can design clothes, you can design the outside of buildings, but just doing that with your finger on the touchscreen is really difficult. So I'm really glad that I've got a little stylus now. I just got one for like £3 on Amazon. And I've also really been loving Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've been playing this game for years and years, maybe like 3 years, I think. But I'm really loving this new update because we finally have Pocahontas, and she's one of my favorite Disney characters, so I'm really happy to have her. The Star Path this time, it's not one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorites, I'm really sorry to say. There's a couple of things that I really love. I really love the fairy dresses at the end, which I'm only just coming to unlock. But I'm not sure that I'm going to use much of the other stuff, which is a shame because the previous Star Path that we just had with the Lady and the Tramp and the Aristocats stuff was so fun and so cute and so nice. It's a bit of a shame, but it happens. You can't win them all, I guess. So another hobby that I'm kind of tapping back into is running. So I started Couch to 5K last year. I think it was about this time last year after watching the London Marathon. I was like, I want to start doing this. Look, this looks like fun. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it so much that I was like, I'm going to sign up for a half marathon. So I signed up for the Cambridge Half Marathon and I did it. I completed it on the 8th of March. But because I'm a very slow runner and I did that course very, very slowly, I was one of the last people to cross the finish line, which in itself, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm still really proud of the achievement. I did 21.1 kilometers, which is craziness. Craziness. The whole time around, I was thinking, what the hell am I doing? This is the most insane thing I've ever done in my life. Why I'm telling you how long it took me is because they actually ran out of medals, which was a little bit of a shame, but I think I was just too tired to care at the time. The only thing that I missed out on was, getting a picture of me at the end of the course with my medal. But that does mean that they posted me my medal and it came a couple of weeks ago. So that's why I'm including this as an April favourite because, well, partially because I wasn't doing favourites in March. I didn't do a March favourite, but also because it came in April. So this is my medal. Cambridge Half Marathon. I'm super proud of this. This is something that I really couldn't imagine that I could ever do. So I'm feeling really, really proud of myself. And it's so funny because their way of apologizing for not having medals at the time was by giving anyone who didn't get a medal on the day a free entry for next year's half marathon. At the time, my legs were in so much pain. I was so tired. I was crying. I just wanted to go home. I was like, there is no way you're never ever gonna get me to do this ever again. I'm never doing this ever again. That space is gonna be wasted on me. Now that we're here, almost 2 months later, I'm kind of considering it again. I'm kind of thinking about doing it again. Is that insane? Probably. I feel like maybe it was the adrenaline or something that's just made me completely forget how terrible it was, because I do remember how terrible it was because I remember how much I was crying the whole way around, how much pain I was in, how difficult I was finding it. But I kind of want to do it again. Maybe it is from seeing the videos from London Marathon this year that's done it to me, that's made me want to do it again. There's something about London Marathon there's just an energy that makes you want to get up and run. It's weird. So I also wanted to mention some running favourites. First of all, I love my trainers. I got Brooks. I can't remember exactly which type they are, but I really, really recommend going and getting a gait analysis. I went to a running shop. It felt a little bit embarrassing because I had to run on the treadmill in the shop, but it was okay, I survived. And I'm really, really glad that I did it because the people working there can help you find the exact right type of shoe. And actually, my shoes is something that I didn't even consider, is that my ankles needed more support because my ankles kind of roll in a little bit. So I am actually really glad that I went, because if I was looking for a trainer myself, it's not something that I would have thought about. But somebody else watching me run could see that my ankles needed extra support. So I'm really glad that I did that. So I really recommend that you do that. I have such an issue with textures, and so running gels for me, I'm just so afraid of them. I just don't even want to bother spending money on them because the chances are I'm not going to like them. But I was so excited when I found out that Myprotein does energy chews. So these are like gummies, but it's a gel, but it's like a gummy sweet. This was fantastic. This really, really helped in my training. It really helped in my half marathon. I probably should have had more of them, but it was really just very overwhelming and I just wasn't thinking about I wasn't thinking about fueling at that point. So lesson learned there as well, because I got very tired very quickly. But another thing from my protein again is their electrolytes. Again, electrolytes is something that I had never really thought about until I started half marathon training. But now that the weather's getting quite a bit warmer as well, after my runs, I need to rehydrate. I need to put all the salt back in. But yeah, I've got these ones. These are the lemon and lime flavour. And I really like these. I was worried that it was going to taste salty, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It's really nice. So I just have one sachet just after a run, or if I'm doing a really long run, then I'll have one before the long run and then one after. I think you can have up to 2 in a day. So I really like these. In terms of kind of health and beauty stuff, there's not really much at the moment. I'm actually doing Project Pan, so I'm finishing everything that I own, and I own a lot of stuff. I used to work on a makeup counter, so I would get a lot of freebies, a lot of discounted things. So I have tons of stuff to get through still. I'm doing my best. So I don't really have much in the way of makeup, but a perfume that I'm really loving at the moment is Marc Jacobs Daisy. I've had this for a couple of years, but this is just such a really nice spring scent. It's really floral, it's light. I really like it for work as well, because I feel like I'm not kind of disturbing anyone with it, if you know what I mean. It's not too heavy. I just really like it. It's very soft, very pretty. So I'm really enjoying this at the moment. And something that I'm loving around the house is actually something that I got for Christmas. It's my oil diffuser. This one is from Marks and Spencer. I love it. I think the design is really nice. It has a light as well. It's not plugged in, so you're not going to see the light, but it's really nice in the evening to just have this going. Throughout the winter, I had some neon scents, but they're a little bit more Christmassy, so they don't really feel right at the moment, but I'm really liking the oil that actually it came with. So this is a Marks and Spencer one. It's called Calm, and it's lavender, hoe wood, sweet orange, and cedar wood. It's very nice. I think it just smells like bedtime. It's probably the lavender, but it's just so nice to put on at night, and just it's so relaxing. And I really like it because I tend to get headaches with smells, especially candles, and really, really strong smells. So this is really nice because it is much softer and it's just really relaxing. I'm thinking maybe to treat myself to a new scent for spring, summer, maybe, but I don't know where is a good place to get them from. So if you know any good places for oils for the diffuser, please do let me know. And lastly is music. This month I have been listening to a lot of NCT, mainly because of my last video, which was ranking every single NCT album. But also NCT Wish just came out with their new album Ode to Love, which I'm really enjoying. At the moment, I think my favourite songs are probably 2.0, Sticky, and Feel the Love. I really love how neo Sticky is. You just know that an NCT song is good if it divides people's opinions. So I'm just really happy about it. I'm happy that Wish like fully fledged neo now. So that's it. That's my favourites for April. I hope that you enjoyed. Please do let me know in the comments what your favourite things for April have been. If you have any book recommendations or podcast recommendations, I would really, really enjoy that. So I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed making it, and I will see you next time. Bye.